Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, and in this segment, I'm going to be going over something called CDC WONDER. And if you want to actually access this, then you can go into wonder.cdc.gov. Again, wonder.cdc.gov. So I wanted to show you some neat public use data sets that are available in CDC WONDER. Now, most people think that this is just for looking at frequencies and percentages. However, there are ways that this can be a robust data set that you can use to create your thesis or your doctoral dissertation. One of the measures that one of my students completed was about cancer, lung and bronchus cancer. Now, there's not a lot of information in lung and bronchus cancer. Maybe you can go into the SEER data set for that. However, some of these underlying cause of death, you can use that and then go in and select the mortality rates. Look at that. There's so many options in this. So there's, other than cause of death, there's also cancer statistics, and that you can see right here. So directly you can actually access cancer. So this is the best place. Take a look at this, and cancer mortality, cancer incidence. Usually there's less that you can do with rate ratios, also 5 years relative survival. So because this is categorized by race, sex, age group, and cancer site, what you can do is select all of these and then have more data than you had before. So, for instance, you can look at each year in a different way. However, when you look at it individually, from year to year to year, you don't necessarily have enough information about or enough sample size to have a robust multiple regression. By the way, one of the types of analyses that are most commonly used in ecological studies are group level data, and from that you can conduct a multiple regression. So you can look at cancer mortality. However, I want to show you another data set which is which doesn't have a lot of information on, and that is tuberculosis. And the name of this system is Otis. And let me go ahead and show you about Otis. Let me select back and then go into Otis. So online tuberculosis information systems. Right over here, you select wonder.cdc.gov/TB, and when you do that, this is the window that appears. And so, similar to what I was showing you with cancer, you can actually take a look at the frequencies of tuberculosis. And this is very important information because when you have tuberculosis, it's a very contagious disease and very difficult to treat, even in this day and age. I wanted to show you an example of the Excel spreadsheet that I derived from some of this. And here's the Otis TB. And as you can see, when you have age, ethnicity, you have more information about the number of cases and some of the other information. The percentages are not as informative as the number of cases. So you can kind of go through and take a look at all the different case numbers, and then you actually have initially, if you just looked at year, then you initially have about 30 data set. However, if you look, then you'll find that there's over 1,000 data points. Then you have a lot of information. You won't have to worry about power, sample size, none of those things, and you're able to actually run a multiple regression analysis easily. You would need other variables here, just to make a note, so that you can have independent variables. I hope this has given you some insight as to how to use the WONDER dataset, and also how to use the tuberculosis Otis dataset. I hope you've learned something. Thank you for listening.